Hello everyone. Welcome to a brand new chess video. Today, I'm bringing you one of those traps you love and ask for so much. A trap that will make your opponent suffer and let you win in just a few moves. What's more, we'll do it with the black pieces. Since you always ask me, chess teacher, please show us a powerful trap for black. On top of that, you can play this trap when they play e4, the king's pawn. But you can also play it when they play d4, the queen's pawn. What does that mean? That you can use this trap in 99% of your games because they always start like that. So let's explain it. Let's start, for example, with the king's pawn, e4. Then we are going to respond with the move knight f6. This is called the Alekhine defense. We're already attacking this pawn right from the start. The thing is, there's a problem. Since this pawn isn't blocking the opponent's pawn, when we bring out the knight, they can attack it directly. But that's not a problem, because we know the trap. We have to place the knight next to the pawn, and now they can play d4 and have an excellent pawn center. Here, the main move of the Alekhine defense would be to play d6. But, we love finding traps that go a bit off-book to catch our opponents completely by surprise. And we're going to play the move b5. Look at what a strange move. Besides looking like such a bad move, we're giving away this pawn. Notice they could capture it while developing the bishop. Therefore, it would be very strange if they didn't capture this pawn. First of all, let's see what happens if they capture it. What's the idea behind this move? To prevent them from playing c4 to attack this knight. If we play d6 here, they can attack this knight directly, so we play b5. Of course, we give up the pawn. Now what? Well, here we gain a brutal counterattack. What we're going to do, remember, is play c5. Place this pawn here to gain a little bit of space. Many are going to fall for the first trap of this opening right here. What is this trap? Notice they've already taken a pawn. Many might think, this guy is terrible. I'll finish him off quickly. I'll take this pawn, and I'm up 2 pawns. This would already be a huge mistake, since we have the move queen a5 check. And besides, we're going to capture the bishop on the next move. You have to be very careful in this opening with queen a5 moves, because it doesn't just happen in this trap, but many, many times during the opening. Look, let's analyze the situation a bit. We're giving check, so the opponent would have to block it, right? But we're also attacking this bishop, so we're winning a piece. However, they're also attacking one of our pieces. So if we take the bishop, our opponent might take our knight while attacking the rook. And here the opponent might want to enter the situation. However, we don't have to worry about that. Because of that, since we're still winning, pay attention to what we have to do. We're definitely going to play queen to a5 check, attacking the bishop. And let's see what our opponent does. In case they block with the knight, we just trade here, and it would be the easiest thing in the world. Because now we do capture, and our opponent doesn't get the piece back. Therefore, if they block with the knight, they're totally lost. Now, they don't have to block with the knight and can make the good move here, which would be c3. But we'll still win anyway. Don't worry, because we'll still win anyway. Why? Because now we're going to do the following. They block with c3. What are we going to do? Take the bishop. What are they going to do? Obviously, they'll take the knight, otherwise they're really lost. Now, they still have 2 extra pawns, right? Because we've taken a piece and they have 2. But we have the move bishop to b7, protected by the queen, attacking this queen, but with x-rays, and even more importantly, attacking this g2 point, which is totally unprotected. Therefore, when this queen moves, wherever it moves, it doesn't matter. We're going to capture this pawn here, look, and we're going to win the rook on the next move. It's true, now we're down a pawn, but look, we've already won the rook on the next move. Here, things can even get worse, because many people want to attack your queen, right? Thinking, if you attack my rook, I'll attack your queen. But this is even worse, because it even lets us in with the queen. Right here, in the king's face, this king can only move here, he's lost the right to castle. This bishop won't be able to get out. We're winning material because on the next move, we take here. This knight now can't come out here because we take it, nor here because we take it. It would have to come out here. And look at this position. We have a rook advantage, and also look at the king right here in the middle. He can't castle, and on top of that, he's blocking the pieces. Notice that this trap starts off very well, but watch out, it gets even better. Now let's see how to reach the same position, but if instead of playing e4, they play d4. The same position can be reached, as I told you at the beginning of the video, so you'll be able to use it a lot. If you're enjoying this video, don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I have a trap prepared with the white pieces that's gonna blow your mind. So let's do a challenge. If we reach 400 likes, I know that's a lot, but if we reach 400 likes, I'm going to upload that trap video. You're really gonna love it, and you're going to use it in many games, so it's in your hands. If we reach 400 likes, I'll upload it. Now then, how do we reach this position with the black pieces if they play d4? Look how interesting. We're going to play b5 directly, a super strange move. Here your opponent is already going to think you're a pretty bad player. But hey, it's okay. What's the best reaction for white here? I'll play e4, more. To take control of the center and also attack this pawn right here. We, as you know, will play knight f6. If they decide to capture this pawn here, we would capture the pawn on e4. And what would have happened here? Well, we'd have a favorable exchange, since we've given up a queenside pawn of very little value compared to the king's central pawn, so we'd already be better off. However, here the white pieces might think, first I'll kick out the knight, and now when the knight moves away. Then I'll eat the pawn, and if you notice, we are in exactly the same position. What would be next? Well, the same as in the first variation, play c5 to break the center. We've seen that capturing would be a huge mistake because of queen a5, but here, many people might think, okay, he's already seeing queen a5, so what I'll do is protect both things. I protect the pawn, and I protect the queen's entry. Simply, what are we going to do here? Pawn takes pawn, and when they recapture, now simply queen a5 check, and we're in the same spot. And now even better, because this pawn is blocking the queen, and she couldn't recapture the knight. So whatever they do, if they attack us here, we'll take the bishop. If they cover with the queen, we won't trade queens, obviously. We'll also take the bishop. And if they cover with the knight, what will we have to do? Well, obviously not take it because it's protected. But first, we trade the knight, and now we calmly take the bishop. Notice that in 5 or 6 moves, we're already winning a piece. I mean, you have no idea how many games and games I've won with this trap. But wait, that's not all. Oops, I'm choking. That's not all. There's still more. So remember well, knight f6, attacking the pawn. When they attack us, we move it here, b4. Now, we play our b5. If they play d4, you do it the other way. There's no problem at all. Bishop takes, we play c5, and we've seen that so many people fell for it, even grandmasters, with pawn takes pawn. Or even with c3, we know how to punish both of them. But what happens if they play c4? They're directly attacking this knight. Well, we're going to get it away. Mind you, first of all, you know it's in your hands, right? Let's see if you make me very happy. And we reach 400 likes, or let's see if we reach many more. I'll be super happy, because I really want to show you that trap I have in mind. Wait a second, what do you mean we give away the knight, chess teacher? Have you gone crazy? Yes, I've gone crazy, you already know that. But this works, and if not, try it in your games and then tell me. Look, okay, we take here, giving away the knight. How can that be? Well, why? Because when we give away the knight, we have queen a5 check available again, and we'll take the bishop. And not only that, but we'll be left with a much better position. Now we're no longer down any pawns. However, we have a much more incredible position. For example, when they block the check, we take the bishop, and look, we attack the center pawn, we attack this pawn right here. This position is terrible for the white pieces. I mean, we've ended up in a much better spot. These pawns are going to fall. This pawn might be going to fall as well. They simply can't defend everything. It's a position that's going to collapse under its own weight. Look at what an incredible trap. A brutal detail here that will make you win many, many games. Look at this, huh? When we play c5 and they play c4, as we were seeing until now, we said we give away the knight and we take right here. However, many people will say, okay, I won't take here, because then queen to a5 would come and they would win the bishop. Therefore, what I'm going to do is going to be taking here with the queen. A much better move for the white pieces. However, we have another recipe to completely blow up the position. Look, this video is a gold mine, huh? If you learn it well and you study it well, you're going to win many, many games, huh? That's why I insist on the likes. Just look. Here we can't play through here. It wouldn't seem like a very good idea because this is still defended, right? But what happens is that we have this absolutely incredible move. What are we threatening now? I guess you're all seeing it. We're threatening to jump right here. Check. Double and triple. Therefore, they would have to resign right here. How can the white pieces cover the square in a natural way? Well, for example, with the knight right here. A very normal move here would be a6 to kick out this bishop from here and stay a little bit better. However, we have the move queen to a5 once again to make discover checks. Right now, we're threatening to move this knight here and there, giving check and winning material, a whole lot of material. Therefore, here a very natural move for the white pieces? What could it be? Obviously, bishop to d2, right? Supernatural. Not only is the pin avoided, but now he's the one who is pinning us. But come on, I'm going to give you 3 seconds here to think of an absolutely incredible bombshell. Come on. There it is. So the incredible move here is queen takes knight, sacrificing the queen. We're eliminating the defender, and now, when they capture us, now we've really got it. We don't have the knight covering us. Look at that incredible triple check. We're going to win the queen on the next move. We threaten this bishop, the king can't castle, and we're much, much better off. Therefore, we also end up with an extra piece. Look, 1, 2, 3 against 1, 2, 3, 4. They've fallen into our trap once again. And wait, because they're still the best part. Well, here we have to be careful with one move, and that is that they go back with the bishop to c4 to prevent all these check themes, but now I am going to show you how to win when they play bishop c4, which seems to be the best move. They simply attack our knight. Yes, well, we're going to give it away anyway, and we don't have to be afraid of them taking it. Why is that? Because of the same tactic as always. When you play this opening, keep in mind that you always have available, or normally have available, the move queen to a5 check, and we will recover material here. A logical move, right? Bishop to d2 to protect. The check, we take the bishop, and notice that now we're much better off than white. First, we've broken through this whole strong pawn center that the white pieces had. Second, we've eliminated the bishop pair. Third, we're attacking the e5 square, and we're also attacking this g2 square. Therefore, it seems there's only one way to defend them, right? Which would be knight f3. They defend this one, and they defend that one. But we can continue with the move bishop a6, completely cutting off the castling. And now the white pieces are in serious, serious trouble. Look, I checked what the most common move here was for white, and it was c3. And notice that here we win instantly. Practically whatever they do, we're winning, right? But if they even make a move like c3, not sensing the threat, queen e4 check, and now what does white do? They can't do anything. The king can't move away because it's cut off by the bishop. They'd have to sacrifice material to be able to continue the game. And that is more than one. Look, with the queen it would be checkmate. So they'd have to sacrifice the bishop, and this is already more than one. We take here, we're threatening to take here with a double check. This is as one as it gets. We've seen that by moving back, we give up the knight and take here. However, here the white pieces have a winning move, practically impossible to find. However, if they find it, we have to be prepared, right? They're not going to find it, I'm telling you now, but if they do, what happens? Look at the move. Knight c3, giving up the knight for the pawn. What a strange move. Sure, and they think, if I take here, and then I'm fine. It's a good move, however, very difficult to find. And what are we going to do? Well, we're going to take the knight, and we're going to get into the game. Bishop takes knight. And now what? They're threatening our rook. Notice that simply now we have the move. Queen f5, as always. We're attacking here, we're attacking there. They can take our rook. Notice that if they take here, check here, here, and here. So we'll be in good shape if they take the pawn. But of course, the interesting thing here is, what happens if they take our rook? Sure, we're left with one less rook. Well, here, look at what an interesting move. Pawn takes pawn check. We threaten the rook, and we threaten the bishop. They cover. And now we don't promote, because if we promote, they can take our queens. What we're going to do is take this pawn with check first. And now when they cover, what are we going to do? Well, capture the rook. And what do you say, chess teacher? What do you say? That you have a queen for me? Well, give me the queen, because I promote to 2 queens. Check. Look, this is completely won. The sides, they defend each other. And here it would be, in this case, checkmate. Because if they move back, checkmate. Therefore, here we are completely winning. Look at what an incredible line to finish them off. If they find the right move against you, most fall into this line. I hope you guys loved this video. Chess Teacher says we're going to reach 400 likes, so smash that button. If you leave a comment, I'll read it. And if you subscribe to the channel, you'll see my daily videos. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video, friends. Goodbye!